Everybody's talking at the comic spot. The comic spot. The comic spot. Everybody's talking at the comic spot. The comic spot.
Facebook people, welcome to Comic Spot. This is episode 907, and I'm so delighted for two reasons. I have somebody wonderful on with a great message and a great show to promote, and I have two sponsors. I have the Veterans of Comedy. So Will Clifton started the Veterans of Comedy for anyone who's military to go out and do comedy. So next time you're looking to hire anybody who served our country to serve up jokes, go and find me and hire me. I mean, go find one of us. And my other sponsor is the amazing Steve Solomon out of my hometown, Portland, Oregon. He will take your pictures and jazz them up. Anytime you see a really cool artsy picture of me, Steve Solomon's done it, and he can do it for you. So those are my two sponsors. And now for the show. Today we have Marty Ross on, and here's his huge, long intro. You may have seen him on AGT season 16. That clip has generated almost 12 million views. Now he's here today to share his new journey. I want to mention, and I will type it in the chat, while you're watching or after, please go to pages.llc, LLS,
Yes.
LLS, pages.lls.org, and type in the code Marty and Friends, Marty Ross, so they know any donation you make towards the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society will go toward, stemmed from Marty Ross and his friends. And there's a show coming up, and we're going to talk about that because it's going to be killer. There's a number of shows. Let's talk to Marty Ross instead of me trying to do it for him. How's that? Now, welcome to the stage right here on Comic Spot, Marty Ross. Yay!
Thank you. I realized.
Marty.
How are you? I realized I'm not wearing my earphones.
Oh, do you want to go get them? I'll sit here and look at people.
Go ahead. Let me go grab them so I can hear it.
You got it. So Marty's going to look for earphones, and I want to show you something. Look at this beautiful pen I got at a register. I can't say no to little impulse items. Isn't that? Every time I meet a comedian, I have extras of this kind of pen in my purse to give them. And that's your little tidbit while we were waiting for Marty Ross. So now back to Marty. Hi, Marty.
Hi, now I can hear you.
Yes.
I think I'm too loud, but hey, I'm pretty deaf.
I might be too loud.
All right, well then we could just yell at each other from wherever you are and wherever I am.
Yes.
So also I gave you the one thing wrong. I was on season 15, not 16.
15.
No, I'm the one who made it, because season 15 was the COVID shortened mess that I was in.
Wow.
So
and that clip of yours is amazing. People love that. Had to go viral because you were so amazing. Do you have anything you want to say about that clip?
Well, first of all, it was such an enjoyable experience for me. The producer I work with on America's Got Talent really picked my material. I had to send her every single thing I've ever done, and she put it together. And the last bit she had me do, I said, they're never gonna let me do it. And she said, you'd be surprised. It was the peanut allergy that was the first time I'd done it, and it went viral.
Wow.
I never had anything like that.
Oh my gosh. And that was kind of racy. I mean, that was
It-
pushing the envelope.
I know, and it helped a lot.
Wow.
But it's now I'm on the next part of my next journey, which is why I'm here. So a few months ago, I was diagnosed with leukemia, and I don't know. As an 82-year-old person, all I could think about was now. You're waiting, you're gonna give it to me now. I'm on the way out, right? So my belief is it's picking on the wrong little old man anyway. And besides that, I'm 82. I've had an amazing life. I'm still having an amazing life. And one thing that's so important to me is to let people know that don't whatever is wrong with you at any time in your life, just don't panic.
Right.
I'm not worried about this particular thing. I know how it works. My friend has it for 20 years now. And it's a cancer. And one of the reasons I'm so thrilled to be associated with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is all the good that they do and all the money that they donate, that you donate to them. They just gave a $500,000 to organizations on the ground in the Ukraine dealing with children. This is a big thing. And when it comes to cancer, I don't think anybody on the planet doesn't have someone in their family that has it. And
Absolutely.
I think we need to beat this damn thing.
Absolutely.
It's, you know, all right, you talk. I just go on for like 3 weeks, and then someone will say, hey, the show went off the air 2 weeks ago. Okay.
So everybody I know talks about what I don't want this to be an interview, but we have you on here and to do honor to, so my people know what we're talking about when we say Marty Ross. You're a force to be reckoned with. You were a force on the season 16 of, right?
15.
Season 15
15.
of America's
Doesn't
Got
matter.
season 15 of America's Got Talent. You're a force to be reckoned with as far as you have a plumb line built in you. That's what comes to my mind. Like there's Marty and how Marty thinks, and nothing sways you away from what you think. And you're a person of ethics and strong morals. That's so incredible in this business and in life.
I try, it's called, I had, a wonderful mother who I considered, she only made it to 101. I considered her to be the first Jewish saint
Oh,
because
wow.
this, I have basically channeled my mother.
Wow.
She was there is not one person on the planet that ever met my mother didn't love her. And I have children like that. I've told people before, if you meet my daughters, if you like me, you're gonna love them. It's good. It's parenting. It's genetics. I don't care what else is. And now I have. Hey, they decided that I should have leukemia because I wasn't frightened of it. Is that about right?
That's about right. So when you first got the news that you had leukemia, how did you handle that at
Well,
first?
the I was told from the beginning I had a blood disorder and they were trying to stop it from turning into leukemia. Well, it didn't work. I got it. So it wasn't like a shock, you know? I knew that could always happen. And that's how I prepared myself. Okay. And the first thing I did was call my friend who's had it for 20 years and we compared notes. And then I told my doctor about him, and he said, she said, that's wonderful, but you don't have what he has. Oh, okay. So I happen to have a bad one. or a worse one, but whatever. None of it is going to make me disappear. I'm sorry, America. Now it's given me another reason. And when I when I talked to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, the one thing I knew I could do was put a comedy show together. Because of the comedians that I've known, that I respect and admire, that so many of them were on my first show at the Comedy Chateau on April 3rd at 7:30. How's that for a plug? I've got such incredible headliners such as Alonzo Bowden. If you've never seen Alonzo, you were in for a treat. I met Alonzo when I was just starting. We had a mutual friend, have a mutual friend named Brendan, and I went. He had gotten Brendan up the same night he was going up, but the club told me they didn't want me to go. They didn't want me. I told him. He told them, you put him up. So I don't forget things like that. And he's brilliant. And then there's, of course, my good friend Fritz Coleman. Now that he's not doing the weather anymore, he doesn't even carry an umbrella, I don't think. He's back to doing what he's never stopped doing, comedy, and he's brilliant at it. And Eric Schwartz, who is I've known since the beginning, and Armando Anto and his violin. He's one of my best friends ever in comedy. He's the kind of person who invites me to his house so he can cook me a meal. And I'm like grandfather to his two little kids. And then there's Pauline Yasuda, who also she's one of my favorite people on the planet. She's such a sweetheart. And I don't know if you know this, but there's a movie that just came out called Deep Water. Her daughter was 5 years old, playing Ben Affleck's daughter, and stole the movie. I can't wait to see it.
When
And
does
then
that come out?
it's out, and it got a terrible review. But you want to hear the craziest? Pauline's daughter got the only good review in the whole movie. And I think I'm going to go down and see it tomorrow with Pauline and arrange it and her family. I'm crazy about her family too. I also have Erin Tracy. Have you seen Erin? Erin is just wonderful
I've
and
seen
such
her.
a sweet. Oh, again, another wonderful person, really funny. Um, and then I have Brian Jakovovitz. I've known Brian. I know his father, Norm, for years. I knew Norm before I ever got in this business. And his son is going to be emceeing the show. It's nice. And I've got another show coming up after that, and one more after that, and then I can just smile and say I did something. You know,
That's right.
isn't that what we're here for?
That's what we're here for, Marty. That's it.
Yeah, and that's the only ways I see it. Otherwise, you would have to be interviewing me under my bed.
Isn't it great to take what life comes your way? You're up against leukemia, which is a cancer of the blood. You're up against it, coping with it, and using it as a way to help other people.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to throw this out there too, because when I found out that I had it at age 82, the first thought I had was, what about children? Children have it. And it's so unfair in my mind. So I want to go and start finding a way to start performing and make children laugh.
That'll be
So
so wonderful. Every
yeah,
hospital in America.
I know. I'm afraid I'll go. They won't let me out either. So
Yes.
my biggest problem, not leukemia, not that, not being it's this shrinking. When am I going to stop shrinking? I'm going to end up the size of a postage stamp. But for those who know what those were,
Well, maybe you'll be lucky and you'll get the kind of postage stamp that Wendy Liebman talks about, a forever stamp, and you'll be around forever.
I love her material. I love her. I love working with her. In
Yes.
fact, Wendy Liebman and Fritz Coleman and Kathy Ladmill will be on my last show on May 22nd at Floppers. And we just added a surprise guest who you know, but I'm not going to say right now. No.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Fabulous. What a fabulous lineup.
Thank you. That's what I try and do. Here's my theory. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I want to put shows together that I can watch.
Oh, wow.
That's it. That's it. And I think, you know, as a comedian, if you know your job, the first thing you should be thinking about is your audience and what they would like to hear from
Yes. You know what I like about you is that you have clear motives. You have a clear focus, and your motives are your motives. It's not complicated. You don't have to guess. They're just clear motives and good motives.
you. Thank you. Somebody said to me one day, so you're going to do these fundraisers? Is that how you think you're going to get famous? And my answer is the answer I've had my entire life. Fame means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing at all. You know, one of my good friends is very famous, Pamela DeBar. I'm with the band, Pamela DeBar. And when I first met her, she was telling me, you know, you may have heard of me. I'm famous. Well, what I found about Pamela is forget the fact she's one of the sweetest, most wonderful people I've ever met in my entire life. I have such a great collection of friends. I don't know if collection's right. I see little yadros or something. But they're just wonderful people. Just, it's like, I don't know what happened.
You deserve every one of them too.
I don't know if deserves the right word, but I certainly got them.
Yes, absolutely. So people can go online and donate to pages.lls, stands for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So pages.lls.org, and type in the code down below when you're donating. You can type in the code Marty and Friends, Marty Ross.
How about just Marty?
Marty will work.
Yeah.
Good old Marty. They'll know you
Well,
like they got you on a first name basis over there.
yeah. You know, I have now in my life a really nice stalker from Florida who saw me on America's Got Talent, and we have a mutual friend, and she hits me up every once in a while and just makes me smile. You
Oh,
know,
everybody, you should all follow Marty Ross on Facebook. Are you on Instagram?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. The rest I can't figure out. So, and even that's harder now.
Totally. No, and
Well,
follow him and tell him hello and tell him a joke. Do whatever, make him laugh.
and tell him that you saw me with Linda.
Yes, please. That would be awesome. So you're having the first show. Tell us the first show coming up is April 3rd.
April 3rd at the Comedy Chateau on Lancashire in North Hollywood. I'd give you the exact address, but I'm just trying to remember my name right now. And that's so the Comedy Chateau at 7:30 that's a Sunday. And we're having a silent auction afterwards. And this man got in touch with me from Buffalo, New York. He's a painter, and he painted a picture of Bob Saget, and we're auctioning it off.
Wow.
And Pamela is we're going to open one of her rock tours with Pamela,
Wow.
which is a tour that shows where everything took place that's in her book on with the band.
So are
Crazy.
you looking for more donated items to auction off, or you're pretty well full?
Yes, I'm looking for more.
Good to know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that before I started talking to you, like, wait, what else do I have?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I'll go through my closets. I'm sure there's something of value in here I've hidden from robbers.
And I may donate one of my grandchildren. I'm not sure. I have to pick which one. I don't want one coming back, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Well, what else would you like to say? We've covered you. We've covered your AGT. We've covered you coping.
Now,
What?
now with my new journey, the
Yes,
leukemia journey. All I know is there's some wonderful people I've met through the organization, and I'm very brand new at it. But any organization that does these kind of things out of care and love and concern, it just gives me the goosebumps.
absolutely. What is the shirt you were wearing? We were going to mention.
Oh yeah, yeah. This I did a fundraiser for Alzheimer's with Randy Lubis, who many people may know. I started at his club 150,000 years ago, and Fritz Coleman and I told you who, Karen Runtowski, and we made a lot of money that night. So I love doing fundraisers. And you know, Fritz loves doing them, and Wendy Lehman loves doing them. All the decent, wonderful, great, funny humans in my life love giving back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What would you like to say in closing to people who are picking up their computers and looking at this? Now that we're to the end.
We're at the end, people. I'm not at the end. I still got a way to go. And what's the most important thing right now for me is breakfast.
What are you having for breakfast?
I seem to be stuck in this oatmeal cycle, so that will happen.
What does Marty Ross put on his oatmeal?
A lot of fruit. I love it with apples and raisins and bananas, and the bowl gets so heavy it takes three of us to bring it to the table. But it's delicious. From a person who hated oatmeal, I now am living on this stuff.
So good for you. Well, you've been delightful to come back on, and I will be posting your flyers all the way through all of your fundraisers, because I believe in any cancer society, lymphoma, leukemia, regular cancer, you name it. You have a fundraiser, I'll share the flyer. Send them all to me.
Sounds good. Are you telling everybody or just me?
I'm telling everybody on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Live. I'm promoting it everywhere.
And I appreciate that.
Glad
We
you
all
do.
appreciate that, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you right back, Marty. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Love you.
Many more days, and I love you right back.
All right. Well, let's end this love fest.
Yes. Love you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Everybody's talking at the comic spot. The comic spot.